Fans, I'm going to go over the Jake Paul Mike Perry fight. I'm also going to go over the rescheduling of the Mike Tyson fight. Jake Paul has picked a perfect opponent. The trash talking between both of them is, Jake knows how to get under somebody's skin. He's a little bit like Ali. I will give him that in promoting himself and trash talking. He knows how to get under somebody's skin. There's people that are like that in the world. I was one of them growing up. I used to get under people's skin. I used to know just what buttons to press. I kind of grew out of that, but I'm not, promoting fights. So Jake Paul needs to be in that, and he promotes himself very well. I think it's going to be Mike Perry was a UFC fighter, pro fight. I think he had one pro fight, and he's had some bare knuckle fights. And I watched him fight, and he makes huge mistakes as a pro. This is what happens when you don't grow up learning the sound rudiments of boxing. They're not taught to you. Your defense isn't taught to you. Your offense isn't taught to you correctly. You need to go over this stuff. I tell people in sparring, don't go full out. You don't learn anything by bombing each other out. Go and learn your boxing. Go, almost walk through some stuff. Learn how to pick the jab, how to stop a right hand, how to slip, move back, feint a right hand, throw a left hook right hand, feint a jab, throw a right hand, feint a right hand, throw a jab, just different combinations, and learn how to, protect yourself. The two problems with Mike Perry is problem one, he drops his left hand. As he comes in, he jabs and drops it down. And then even when he closes the distance, he doesn't strike. He puts his head down and then, wings an overhand right. Sometimes throws a jab, but his head is down every time he comes in. So he's very vulnerable for a serious right uppercut lead. He's extremely vulnerable for the same straight right hand or overhand right over that left jab, that left hand that he has low. If I was Jake Paul, just time him coming in. He will not have an answer for that right hand. Once a guy doesn't know how to stop a punch, I watched him fight. I watched footage of him. He's people fighting habits. And I listened to Jake Paul say, hey, I was dropping my hands. I don't drop my hands anymore. I'm learning, to make an adjustment. So we're going to see on July 20th if Jake Paul actually makes this adjustment. But I think he's smart. Listen, Jake Paul's, everyone says he took some soft road and fought some MMA fighters that were over the hill. Some of the MMA fighters were not over the hill. Some of the guys, they were ex-world champs. And he did very good against him. And he never fought himself. He was, working himself up. He fought a real boxer, Tommy Fury. He lost a split decision against Tommy Fury. And Tommy spars his older brother, Tyson Fury. Tommy's been in there with Tyson, who is, one of the world's best heavyweights, that walked this planet. He just lost the last fight against Usyk, but that was a real tough fight, and he did lose it. I believe he definitely lost on points, but split decision. But anyway, back to Jake Paul. If Jake Paul says he's got his number, he knows the mistakes he made. I heard them trash talking each other, and Jake Paul was telling him, hey, you went to a private school, and Perry, is like a fourth grade child almost, in a sense. He believes everything that, he's not realizing Jake Paul's deliberately trying to get under his skin. He's biting into the bait and getting, coming back with, I'm going to knock your teeth out of your mouth. But he does put on pressure. Let's say this. Perry will put the pressure on him. We'll come in winging him. We'll come in to try to knock Jake out. But I don't think he has the means to knock Jake out. He's the smaller guy. A. B. He's the slower guy. And C. Jake has better timing. They had a sparring session that allegedly was supposed to go 8 rounds about 3 years ago. They sparred each other. And I think Jake got Mike Perry really good in the first 2 rounds, and I think Perry believes he won the last 4 rounds of sparring, and they went up to him and said, hey, this will be the last round, and Perry thought they were going to go 8 rounds, and they ended it in 6. And there's nothing wrong with that. If your fighter's not ready to go 8, why put him in there and get hurt for the next 2 rounds? Just let him go, do what he can do. And, they come in the gym, and there's always the next day you train, and you can't force your conditioning. You can't force it. Sorry, it just doesn't happen like that. It just takes straight discipline, consistent work, and then pushing your limits a little bit at a time, and then preparing yourself for watching yourself spar and say, what are my mistakes? And if I was going to fight myself, what would I do against myself? So watch the footage of yourself, and I'm dropping my left hand after I jab. I'm dropping my right hand when I throw a left hook. These are mistakes that other fighters, very experienced, will pick up and capitalize on. And so Jake says he's corrected these mistakes and he's made adjustments. I believe that he has made adjustments. He's one of the few people that can make adjustments. He got knocked out in sparring just recently. It doesn't seem that it's fazed him, which is great. Some people, I heard someone comment on, one of my podcasts I did, where I said getting knocked out makes you a better fighter, and he said getting knocked out doesn't make you a better fighter, makes you a worse fighter. I don't believe that. I believe that you can teach a guy, keep your hands up all day long, and until they get caught, then they learn to keep their hands up and return their hands to their cheek when they punch. The importance of keeping your hands up, and returning those hands fast, right back to your cheek. Bow, bow. And even if you're throwing a left hook, right hook, right uppercut, his hands come right back to the cheek. Even when you're doing head movement, so God forbid a guy throws an overhand right, your glove's in the way, so it's going to hit your glove instead of hit your chin, right under the ear, the jaw, right under the jawline, right under the ear is where that knockout point is, and even a straight right to the jaw sets people down sometimes, but I think Jake Paul is going to win this fight. I think it's going to be a stoppage or a knockout by Jake Paul. I don't think Mike Perry has the skill set to land on Jake much at all. Jake's got a very quick jab, and if he utilizes that quick jab and takes advantage of him dropping his left hand, Mike Perry dropping his left hand, and Mike Perry putting his head down as he comes in. Watch the footage of Mike Perry. Every time he comes in, his head is down. And that makes you very vulnerable for a straight right uppercut. Pacquiao got put to sleep when he fell on his stomach, got put to sleep. I forgot who he fought, the Mexican fighter. Timed him and said that he was waiting for Pacquiao to come in, because when Pacquiao comes in, he leans his head forward. And he was waiting for him to do that, and timed him and caught him with the right hand, right uppercut, and put him to sleep. And I'm on his stomach, and you could have counted 200 over Manning. It was a bad knockout. And he didn't fight for a while after that. And I think Manny's coming back. Fighters come back because of they go, sometimes they need the money. A lot of times they don't. These fighters make a grip of money today when they're at the championship level, or that they're at the level of Jake Paul that could bring in and fill seats in an auditorium. People want to come to see Jake get knocked out, or they're his fan base and want to see him win, but they come to his fights. So I think he picked a perfect opponent. He's going to be a very aggressive. He's crap talking just back and forth with I'm going to put some footage of it out. It's kind of funny. It's really funny, actually, to listen to him back and forth. Jake you could tell, is really getting under his skin. And says, "I love you, Mike," and he didn't know how to respond to that. He goes, "I'll love you after," and it was kind of funny. Mike's biting into everything Jake's baiting him with. He's getting in his head, and that's not good. So because then you want to really put a guy out, and you make mistakes when you're fighting with emotion. So that's my the Tyson fight's going to take place November 5th or 15th, I think it is. And I think Tyson is going to be, if Jake has corrected these mistakes, I think that he's going to have the advantage over Mike Tyson. Every pundit says the opposite, says that Mike is going to walk through Jake within a round or two, knock him out, because it's still Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones and did not look good and did not land on Roy Jones. And Roy Jones is a slick fighter and has to do a lot of movement. And Jake's going to have to do a lot of moving away because Mike is going to put the pressure from the opening bell. He's coming, he's weaving back and forth. He's going to come in with that, looping left hook, and the Mike throws or straight right, and then left hook, right hand. If you're in close and he's got enough, he sets his feet apart right. He'll hit you right to the body in a right uppercut. There's his signature body shot and then uppercut. It was his signature move when he fought. So he's going to put a lot of pressure, but he's 58 years old. I definitely don't think his brain can take the trauma that Jake's going to put on him. And plus, they're going to be watching out for Mike's safety. They sanctioned a 58-year-old man to fight a 28-year-old kid, 28-year-old kid that's young. And if Jake doesn't make these mistakes, he knows how to tie. I would shoot the jab, the straight right hand, just time Tyson slipping back and forth, time him, and catch him and stuff him right away. Get in and stuff his shots. Don't let grab onto him and then push off and move out. Even that jab him in the face as you move out, and do it again and again and again. And he's going to have to do that all night. If he lands on Tyson really good, they're going to be really careful to put an early stoppage to this. If Jake lands on Tyson really hard and clean, bam, bam, and then puts a flurry on him, bam, 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 they possibly will jump in and even just stop it. Even if Tyson's not really hurt, he just got caught a couple times, and his bell might be rung a little, but he's still able to continue. They might stop it because it's they're looking out for Mike's safety. God forbid the Texas Athletic Commission that sanctioned this bout, he ever ends up in a coma or dead. Oh man, they'll never live that down lawfully in court. The lawsuit that'll be on them will be immeasurable. So the ref's going to be really looking out for the safety of Mike Tyson, and that's bad because Jake really just has to put a really good flurry on him, a couple good shots and a really good flurry to make it look like he's, hurting him more than he is. Some shots are getting in, some aren't. And the ref, I think, is going to jump in and stop it right away. So those are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the like and subscribe, and I appreciate the comments and what you think of the commentary on both these fights and what you think how both fights are going to go. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Have a great day.